Oh, so there I was for the last 5 minutes trying to get my phone unlocked so I can do a quick blog entry about Linux and printing, rant. And I had to stand facing away from the sun and have the top of the phone above my hat and sit here and try and type in, because the sensor faces away from the phone but towards the face. So I had to have that exposed to direct sunlight to get it to go to full brightness, because I have it on automatic brightness mode. And if you try to go to a dark space to see the phone, it just darkens the screen for you. That's a hell of a feature you got there, Android. So I came out here to rant about Linux and printing. I am trying to print some stuff at work. The 3 of the 10 pages I've got to print per year. And I'm on Ubuntu Linux, and they say they support Ubuntu Linux, but you go try to print and it just shows up in the queue and disappears. And I'm going through their tool to add the printer, and it says, oh look, it's all working, everything's working just fine, only nothing ever comes out of the printer. You go to Windows and boom, it spits right out of the system. So the preferred method, well, it works in Red Hat too, I guess, because they actually tested Red Hat. I'm talking to some other people at work, and they've gotten it to work, didn't have a problem with it. So I go try to look at the log files, there ain't nothing there about printing. Everything just looks like it works for my machine, only nothing comes out of the printer. Whether it actually prints or not is immaterial to the computers. Computers don't give a shit whether it actually works, as long as no errors show up in the log files. So, I've got to, remote into another Windows box, connect the printer to that Windows box, and print my PDF, because I got three different PDF files, 1 page a piece. I've got to print out for stuff, and boom, it takes me an hour and a half of screwing with the Linux box trying to get it to work, and realizing it's just never going to work. Thinking I'm sending these to China or someplace, could be anywhere, because we've got printers all over the world. So it could be popping out God knows where, but no, double check that. It's the right printer, it's the right connection. Nothing in the log files. It's like, oh my God almighty. I don't know, something's not there. Usually when you're not getting an error and things just look like they're working, only they're not, you're usually missing something that's supposed to be there. That's how Linux, you get that a lot. It doesn't tell you, oh, by the way, you're missing a step. It just breaks, they expect you to just know everything in Linux, but the problem is it's gotten so freaking complicated over the last several decades. There's no way you can just know everything. And it changes every week. Every week you get new updates, and half the stuff that was working just fine breaks. And everything else that would still work if you were doing a new installation, but no, you have an installation that's been around for a couple of days, so it breaks the existing configuration, the existing setup, so you have to go reset up some things just because of an update. And the thing is, it's usually not the thing that updated that's broken. The update broke something else, because nobody talks to each other in all these communities, all these online, all these methods of communication. I was just looking at a chat software this morning. There's like 1 million different chat methods out there, and 1 million different email systems, and 1 million different ways to send social media and different kinds of communication, and nobody's using any of it. Nobody talks to each other. Nobody makes plans to say, well, our system has to talk to your system, so let's make sure they talk together. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody cares. I swear to God, I don't know what happened to the whole computer community, but nobody's talking to each other. Systemic. That's the bus down there making all that noise. They have a belt loose or a bad bearing in that bus, and the thing is, those buses, they just run them until they drop. They fall over. If it ain't the brakes, won't get them sued. It just keeps going down the road. God, it's nice out here. It's February 10th, 2015, and it is gorgeous out here. This is a Chamber of Commerce day in Houston, Texas. Clear. There's still too much traffic noise, but what are you going to do? Camaro-ish looking vehicle. Anyway, that's enough. There's a couple of people sitting over here watching me vlog. I don't know if you can see them. They've been out here a couple of times. Normally there's nobody out here, but it's been such pretty weather lately. There's this There's a couple people sit over there and talk at lunch. Cannot blame them. You can't blame them one bit. It's just too nice. They used to have pigeons. They used to have pigeons downstairs in the different floors. And, I tell people ask what do you do for lunch, and I say, well, I'm going to go yell at the pigeons. I can't say it when I ran them all off.